Divine Unisouls, and I have a reading today. I am still in business. Like to have a reading, or you can just email me too as well. Divine Unisouls 11 at gmail.com. If you're interested in one. So let's we got some things, I come on here when I have a reading, or again, there is energies of which we really need to check in. We got these September the 17th is coming up, which is again moving into that Pisces. We have that Pisces energies that still has that Virgo. And as I was getting ready and prepared to come and do the reading, one thing that had came to mind was the understanding that although we have that Piscean energy, which pretty much brings us more of, let me flip over because this is my little cheat sheet too, brings us more so energies of Pisces are known to be dreamers, romantic, very visionaries, and ones that pretty much have a little bit of all signs in that energies. And so there is a little bit of, with this coming in energies that it came to me, is taking the vision and the things in which we see things, and now with that Virgo energy still at play, saying let's see how we can perfect the dreams or the visions that we have and really get down to the meat and potatoes of it. It's like, okay, game on, either we go hard or we go home. That's pretty much the energies that it was a theme that was being brought on to me as well. Even the song from, I think, Sounds of Blackness, and saying about, again, just hold on. Um, because don't worry about a thing. Hold on, you can make it. Hold on. And other people with these energies might feel like they want to run away and hide from the pain that's happening and occurring through these challenges and things of which we're really getting, again, pressurized into really becoming. And I even seen on someone's video, they were saying that it was getting to the point that the spirit is like, no, you're going to do this thing. This is what you came for. We're not kind of allowing you to kind of play along to your tune of how you want to do that. Right now, what I'm feeling and sensing is that, again, we're talking about that free will thing. And then it's kind of like showing me like bumpers on down the bowling alley, where it forces the ball to go into down there where it has to hit the pins. It's like, no, you're not going into lane 6. No, you're not going into lane 4. You're staying right here in lane 5, which is the change. And no matter how hard you throw or what you refuse to do or to aim for, regardless, when you got those cars, those bumpers rather, it's going to push it down. And it's interesting, I keep on saying bumper cars, because cars is about mobility and moving from one place to another. What's your means of transportation? And it's like, no matter what you're bumping into, it's still going to allow you to get to this destination that the universal consciousness wants you to get into. And so that's what we're doing. I know with the Virgo energies, and I've had friends and relatives and so-called that have been underneath that sign. And pretty much we know with Virgos, it is about, I need the data, I need to see it, and I need to, before I make any steps, all this stuff has got to align. Like somebody say, make it make sense to me, because it ain't. On top of that, the universe is bringing you with this, again, what's happening with the energies, celestial, with the Piscean energies that coming in. And it's just like, okay, you get to one point, like I used to tell some people from reads, like, but I got to see if they're doing this, or I got to see if I can. And so the universe is like, hey, we're getting to the point that, hey, you're going to have to rely on some of the vision. The vision is going to have to almost give you the blueprint as to where you're going. And then you can kind of, again, rely on evidence of things coming. It's like, again, evidence of things not seen, not formed. You got to go by faith and going ahead and doing this. And this is where that energy is okay, It could be the opposite. I'm getting a fork in the road feeling too. We've given you the data. We've given you everything. You're trying to make it picture perfect. OCD, because again, they're Virgo and energies is more so about being very. It's got to be meticulously. It's got to be right, perfection, as well. And they're like, okay, sometimes when we talk about things in spirit, it's not going to be perfection. It ain't going to be X, Y, and Z. It might be M, N, Q, A, C, D, G, which drives Virgo's batty because they like, to me as an Aries, it doesn't matter. It's like, okay, as long as we got forward movement, I'm cool. As long as we going in the direction we're supposed to, I'm cool. But I know that from either my godmother and friends too as well. That kind of hodgepodge and mesh of things really does not work well. And the spirit is like saying, yeah, but now we kind of push you in the area. You're going to have to rely on spirit where you're going. We gave you enough clues, enough this. And, some of us are out there saying, but still, I need more proof. And the universe is like, okay, that's enough stalling. That's enough of it. It's got to be so perfectly put together. It's got to be so perfectly this and that we cannot continue on like this because we'll get nothing done. So now we're going to start stripping away. This isn't good. This is good. This isn't good. It's a lot of pattern and trendings I'm saying because with me, I read patterns. I can tell if things are repeated over and over and over again, and the way it hits me and it resonates within me. They say, that's the universe leaving a clue. That's important. We need to pay attention to that. Is that a lot of getting rid of toxicity? We have to get rid of some toxic things. The universe is getting us to the point. Rather it's us, and a lot of things are saying that it is us. That we've got to look at how we sabotage the things, the way we're thinking and stopping things from having forward movement, or is it the people that we're around? And to again, and I'm getting sent this thing. Some of us has got to again, we got to piss on the pot, or we got to get off of it. And this is what the universe is saying. With that, because some of us are asking for things, but we're not doing things to move ourselves in that direction to make sure that it does manifest. So let's take a look at first, what is it that this energies that we have now that's coming on here, this Piscean, what is it, celestial, was it moon energies that's going on during Virgo? What is it, the message that, or the energies is trying to come together and give us a good, to me, being able to like not even marinate, but it's like it's a good manifestation of a cesspool, if you will say, or incubator of being able to manifest these things, because these energies are just like really just ripe. This is what I'm saying. It's just ripe for the pickings. If we tap into that energies, we will be able to actually. Ooh, that's a lot. Yeah. Okay. We will be able to do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and read it because it all came together and stuck up. So right now with these energies, it's helping us to really move into love. Like what things we actually are loving, want to be a part of. They're in bloom right now. Some of the things are in full bloom. And if we keep on doing that on the pot, not pissing on the pot, excuse me, if you're saying, oh my God, the words, it is, and you know what it means. Some of us again been digging in our mashed potatoes, as they say in double dutch, and we have not been actually going after the very thing that we love. This is what they're saying the energies is. I'm looking at the clouds and I'm getting a message say, get your head out the clouds. Let's go on. That's that Piscean energies there to say, okay, now let's really look at the beauty of it, the Virgo-ness, where you can be able to use, which is the perfection, is look at the perfection that is here or that is in bloom. Some of us have great things that are really on its way to us, or is already in bloom, and we're not recognizing that. So we're moving into this space of really truly being able to love these things that are coming into our life. We are getting delighted, which means to me delight, that means getting into the light or being of the light, as well. And so we're lightning, and to me is again, it's a lightning in spirit, because this being a bird, being able to elevate and go to the next level. And this is something again, this grass, they're saying to me again, some of us are kind of like, in places that we have been that we haven't, as the old folks say, we haven't even allowed the grass to even grow underneath our feet. That means we haven't replanted. We're too busy, like, on to the next project or on to the next thing. Oh yeah, I got it, on to this one. And the spirit is like, hey, 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 hey. Slow down, take in, be of light, be of the light, take in and delight in what you are doing. Don't be so busy about getting ready to take flight into the very next thing. And so this is what spirit is saying here with us now, that again the energies are moving us to be of the light. The next thing that we have here is again openness. So it's facing me. This is a reversal. So again, reversals mean we're moving into that. So we are openness. We are these energies are helping us to open up to be openness, and to be what they're saying. I was about to say, knocking the door shall open. In order for us to get these things, we got to be open. Like they say, closed mouths don't get fed. You spoke these things into existence, but some of us in the next minute we close our mouth or we close ourselves off to it. No, I said it, but I'm not ready for love. Oh yeah, I said I want this job, but no, not really. I guess I'm all right here. I could kind of do a couple of more days. Oh no, I know I said this is it. I'm not going to be in this marriage. I can't take it anymore. I'm getting out of this. And then okay, and then the next minute it's like, okay, I'm closing. I'm not. You've got to be open to these things. You got to be open to using your intuition and also your intuition, and be aware of what is going on and not falling for the illusions, because right now the universe is helping you to be able to connect the dots at this point. And it keeps on showing clouds again. Let's watch. Okay, sorry about that. The alarm came on and it disturbed the rest of the video. So let me pick up on that, because I was going on that. So we know that again it is cloudiness, and we have to remember again, let me point this down some more, that we have to remember that again, that cloudiness is stopping us from seeing that. The universe is trying to bring us new opportunities, and with some of us we can't see the forest beyond the trees, because again we're stuck on a certain way in which we want it to happen. And again, that's that Virgo energies. It's again, I analyze it, I know how it's supposed to be. Some Virgos that I know, again, they have the running theme of they know. And so in some ways, to other people, when they view them as ones that say they cannot be told because they know what it is, and so that causes an issue. And if you have that type of a shadow aspect of within, and I say all of them, but everybody has that, to be able to carry that. However, if you do have that, you have a tendency, again, you're not going to be open to receive anything else, because you already say you're a know-it-all as well. And so this one is, again, letting go of the illusions. Right now, opportunities are coming, but you can't see it because it's being done in the dark without you knowing. The next card before it cut off I pulled was the diligence card, and I said that right now we're learning that we have to be diligent. We're going through what is called like growing pains or labor pains, and I know a lot of times I even told myself that, and I'm seeing a lot of the trends of others are saying that it's very hard, and sometimes we want to give up, and sometimes we want to take the epidermal of life, which is the fight and flight, which is either we're freezing, we're fighting, we're in denial about it's happening, we're doing all the other things, coping mechanisms, in order for us to survive, instead of for us to go ahead and just bear down and say, okay, let me just go ahead and push through with this energies. And this is what it is, because again, like I said, this is interesting. This is again landing in the same role or of being able to say about land. Some of us, again, when it comes to the land, we have that grass is green thing, and we are not allowing ourselves to really become grounded, really become one with where we are, or appreciate where we are. Again, and so we have to, with this again, is understanding we got to kind of move up to higher ground. We got to kind of elevate, meditate, and levitate, which means to go up and beyond some of the things of the negativity and toxicities that's going on, instead of letting it drag us down into it. And here's these clouds again. Again, if nothing else, I see clouds, 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 clouds here. Again, we get to the point that we're removing the cloudiness or whatever it is, not being able to see. I know somebody has said, even on the channel, saying about to clear out your crown chakra so you can be able to get this thing, and that would be messages that's going on the downloads, and that would be something that I would say to exactly do that as well with this, because again, also Piscean energies is also known to be ones to be kind of romanticism of things, and their heads are in the clouds and not really seeing things for what they are. So with you having that Virgo and that Piscean energies, which you know that again that Piscean energies is more so about the dream state, and the Virgo again is being more about the and being analytical. It's a good thing to balance that out, so you can do that checks and balance about that. Okay, I had this vision. Okay, now let me do some research more about it, about how I can go about doing this, not just going off the seat of my pants or the top of my dome and not really knowing exactly, how am I going to go about doing these steps. Or again, let me go on ahead and I've done the research, the opposite from the Virgo. I've done the research, I've analyzed about it. Now I'm frozen, I don't know. Well, how about I just sit down and just dream it, just daydream it, see where it goes. Okay, now I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and I'm dreaming it and I'm thinking about it. Let me see how my image, or my open up my third eye, my crown, what downloads through meditation is going to lead me as to what's my next step that I need to do. This is where they go hand in hand and they help out each other. The next thing, when I asked about, and before the video had cut off, was I pulled this card and it talked about having faith. And having faith, the moon energies with the Piscean energies is bringing to us, I talked about that earlier, we can't go always. Faith is about doing things, evidence of things not seen, evidence of things hoped for. And we have to understand that that's where it's bringing us now. It's based upon hope. It's about things that might not be evidence out there in there, but again, it's the dreams that's helping to carry us through. And through that, we have our faith. It's our intentions that we set, and then we let the universe bring and attract all the things we need in order to fill the gaps where we can't. We don't know which way of how we can be able to do that ourselves. Okay, because right now the lesson that we collectively are learning, clear. It's all right, okay. Is freedom. And that is so true. It's facing me, so that means that is. But I turn it around to you. Freedom. I love the colors. That blue is such. To me, it reminds me of the ocean, and it's about that flow. That's something again I have been learning on this journey. Now it's just to embrace the water, the Yamaya, the Orishas energies of just the flow of things, just going with it, not forcing it, being caught up into that riptide where it just draws you down because you're so much struggling and fighting to keep afloat. And when you have that rip tide that comes around there, or that rip current, they tell you to just do the float, just float along, because after time it will have you go parallel with the shoreline, and it will lead you right back. It'll just kind of pretty much attract you back to that shoreline again, instead of you kicking the stream, which means it brings you more further away from the direction that you actually want to go. This to me is bringing that up, is saying the same thing here. Some of us, again, if we would use too much of one of those energies, the Piscean energies and the Virgo energies, it's going to be like that rip current. It's going to throw us out there. You're going to be pushed away from the very direction that you want to go to. If you just, again, do a little bit of one and a little bit of the other, and then allow it to kind of float you to where you need to go, you're going to find your freedom into it. You know that you set forth the intentions that every step that I do is going to lead me to my freedom. Okay, and so it says I possess. So this would be a nice affirmation. If you want to, you would write that down. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And so then with that, we understand that again, in you setting the intentions, everything is allowing you. What I walk away from this is that again, I have the power to have my freedom come into existence or to be manifested, and that I can create my own happiness. I know here lately I have been seeing for me, I do a lot of the totems, which would be either animal or from the insect world, and a lot of times I see a lot of spiders. I've seen spiders at work. Kids was like, there go the spider. He haven't left. He back again. Stopping class. It's a spider outside the window. I'm like, okay, where's that? And I know that spiders, when I see them, are the architects of the world, which means they are the ones that are able to create their own home. And this is something that just brings to me in mind when we're talking about freedom. Again, all of this, you being an understanding that you're a master of your own faith, a master of your own destiny, doing these things, moving into what you love, being part of the light, being open, seeing these opportunities coming to you, the universe is bringing to you, and being diligent. You're working towards, or you coming to that point of the destination, of freedom. You're finding freedom in everything because you are mastering things. Or you're finding freedom as you're also moving into love, and you're delighting where you are and feeling less like, to me, before the universe is calling for you to move out of that energies of survival. Freedom is not I'm surviving. It's just like, again, I'm going with the flow. I have faith. I'm allowing for things to be drawn to me. I just say it, I put forth the actions and the desire out there. And every move that I make, it's not like I'm forcing it to happen or I'm making it to happen to have me go out there at the rip tide or the rip current to throw me way out there. It's understanding it is drawing me naturally to what I naturally am, which is to possess freedom, because that is my power, that is my makeup, that is my birthright. So this is what we're doing. And we might even find ourselves, like I said, making conscious steps. Again, I've seen across the board everybody saying we're getting to a point that we are in these energies a fork in the road. And we have to really truly see what is freedom to us. Not what's freedom to Aunt Susie May and Susie Q or whomever it is, or for Jeremy or Tyrone or whomever like that, or Sam. It's like, again, what is freedom according to my definition? Okay. And that because, wrong card, because what we're doing is that there are some things that are changing for us, and the universe wants us to become into that understanding of that alignment, and us collectively, the things clear that life changes, like they say, life be life. And got a story again. Is they want us to, again, it's got the butterfly there to transfer, understand that it's time to make the next step. We just talked about that earlier. This is where we are, that fork in the road. It's time for us to stop digging in our potatoes. It is time for us to go ahead and make that next step and stop hindering and looking for perfection to happen to occur, because again, we got to stand into our power. This is our solar plexus here, and which is going to help to lead us into our bliss and what we want to. We also are, again, I told you that too as well, that Piscean energy helping us to look for heavenly signs. And you need signs, road markers from spirit, and they will give it to you. Again, ask them to say, give it to me plainly. Put it into me in a way that when I see it, it will be no doubt or about what is this really clearly telling me what's my next step that I exactly have to do. And it's got that color blue. So me, again, it's about communication. How is it being communicated? I see with a touch of purple. Again, they go that crown chakra. I would still say, again, very much so for you all, to clear out your crown chakra. Something there needs to be, again, it's a little cloudy and you can't really see it as well as you would like to. And there's some family changes. Interesting enough, I would believe that, and I've seen that even on other videos. They're talking about your friends, your circle of friends, the circle of people you are on the job. Something about a connections to a group of people is going to change as well, and that could be either naturally through death, or it's naturally, again, let's say, hey, our energies do not resonate anymore. Spirit might come in there again and do a divine intervention, and to again to reject or abort some people out of your life to say, okay, you're not. No, that's an interesting choice of words, very harsh, but again, that's what they're saying. We're going to, I'm seeing them being ejected out of your life, because it's like, it's just not, it's not the same frequency. It's just not going, and it's not helping for where you are. Some of them are keeping you in the same consciousness. Some of you all have already outgrown it, and some of it is just like, again, where we're taking you, you got, again, like Erica Badu said, you got to pack light. Okay. And so this is something, again, so something about your, either your soul tribe, your full family. I'm seeing that too. Spiritually, some things are being, I'm seeing them like promenade, like taking people literally. I'm seeing them like got a crowd of people, and they tapping on the shoulder, say, okay, you're out. You out, you know, like they doing those dance competitions, and they dancing, and they got the numbers on, and they like, they really think they getting down, and then somebody come along and say, you're out. Like, what? Yeah, not. You're out, you know. And so this is what it is. It's like, dang, I thought we made a really perfect couple of dance partner, and I thought we was getting down. And the universe said, yeah, that's what you thought. You couldn't see it from a distance what was going on, because you're in it. You're dancing with that person. That's all your total focus is on, that thing. But we seen it, and we like, out, 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 out. You got to go. It's a no-go. And so that is where we are. Some family changes. Interesting. Could be about how you connecting. You could be the one that's also not you, or you even inject, you say, I no longer feel like I want to be connected with this. It's a lot of things about connections, again, that's being brought to the table, that there is some major changes on foot. Because in our shadow aspect, and these are the things about our personalities or egos or things like that, that is a negative, that we've got to really exactly clear, start working on, to be able to elevate. And these are the keys through our shadows aspects, is what's going to help us to elevate. And we got to be open to be able to receive that, and understanding that that is the area in which spirit wants us to actually start to move in. I'll put that over there so I can have that. Okay, so I can look at the whole thing. So what it is that, again, sacrificing. Some of us, again, are sacrificing ourselves by continually holding on. Okay, this feeling personal. She's like, you sure this not? Every time when I do a reading, again, it's something that, again, I could be able to use and utilize. I'm going to put this here so it can remind me about stuff. You sacrificing yourself too much. And then I got this number 7 here, which means you need to move into, right now, the universe, the universal consciousness wants you to move into a spiritual completion. A spiritual, first word is said was spiritual evolution. Evolution means there is like a 360, a cycling of a finishing up and a finality, in which we are hitting a completion of all of it. Like the other day, I couldn't remember. I was like, is it 7 wonders or 8 wonders in the world? It's like, okay, so the 7 wonders, the 7 things that you have been through, or the 7-step program, those things, forgiveness, whatever, atonement, all that stuff like that. It's real 12-step, but 7 things that you have to do, that they're saying you've been left in the dark. And it's just interesting enough, this is in the feminine energies that's being represented in the cards, which means in your divine feminine energies. That means how you are being, how you are looking, how you are observing the world in doing that, is saying, in the spiritual thing of holding the essence of your spirit, of who you are as a person, or as a spiritual being having a human experience, or as the YouTube commercial said, did you know that your body is in the spirit, not the spirit is in the body? It's the opposite. It's saying that you're doing too much sacrificing in who you are. Like the kids, we were doing something in class and we were talking about identity. In your identity, you are sacrificing. You're sacrificing because some of these situations that came along have made and created you to be a warrior, or you had to hide behind all of this armor and things like that. You have got your sword up there, which means you have become defensive. Again, and the truth, you taking the truth into your own hands about how this is going to be. They're not going to get me, because usually when this happens and they do X, Y, and Z, this usually happens. So I already know what the truth is about this situation. I already know how it's going to be handled. Again, that's going back into that Virgo energies to the knowingness, I know better, can't nobody tell me nothing else. And the shadow aspect of the Piscean energies, you let your imaginations rule and take over and can't really be able to see things for what they truly are. Okay, those are the two things there. So again, here we are battling things. We're battling things that again it's not, and we're finding out through these energies that who is really the true culprit in that. And I think there was somebody that said that even in the Aries. I remember somebody saying that. So you have Aries placement or whatever. This really truly pertains to you and anywhere in your chart as well. That aspect of that Aries, whatever house that is reigns in or it sits in. Has really have gotten to get to know this here, that again, that you're the one that's been on the defensive thing, and you've got to put that ego here in check, because it's stopping you to truly be able to identify things, but because it's leaving you in dark a lot of things. And right now, spirit is trying to shed some, you see that light going across the face, some light on the situation as to where you are. Say you've been sacrificing too much, and the sacrificing here has stopped you from being in line with your destiny. And so this is why, again, this family dynamic is going to be changed, because some of you all, it is literally the family that is holding you back. There is literally that job, that's like the job family, the school family, or whatever that is that is holding you back. You're not ever being able to levitate or elevate or go to the next level and ascend because of this, and because you're saying, well, they need me. If I leave, what's going to happen then? If they need me, what's going to happen then? So meanwhile, you're doing like Les Brown. I always remember that. And I just had that conversation too with my mom, saying, you going in your deathbed, and you saying, well, your dreams is around you, surround you around the bed. He used to always use that analogy. And they say, you know what, we're so angry with you, or upset with you, because now when you die, we die with you. This is the dream saying that to him. So now we didn't get a chance to do all the things we did that, and you don't want to look back and regret. And so this is where some of us have truly seen that it has been some kind of connections of things that have caused us to sacrifice us truly being what it is and put us in the defensive mode. But again, this is what we need to check in on. Where have we been sacrificing, saying, but they need me, the but. And then after the but, what you're saying about that has it again, because remember again, the universe said the lesson that we're trying to learn on our soul's journey here is freedom. I told you the feeling again I felt is again sacrificing and again being in survival mode. It wants you to move out of this, because this is a person right here. If they, like I used to say in the classroom, if I looked up the definition of survival mode, this picture would be right here. Your picture, as in this kind of type of energies, you would be right there. It would not fall underneath freedom. This does not look like freedom. This person with this armor does not look like they have freedom of movement. This heavy sword that you've been carrying around, it's been defensive. you think that's been protecting yourself from things have stopped you from actually seeing the truth about situations. And so this is what the universe wants you now to check in with that shadow side and say, how have I been sacrificing too much? What is the lie that I have stopped myself being doing? What have I been extremely defensive on? What burdens am I carrying on? And I'm saying it's I'm this way. I can't help it. So you got to deal with it. Because this is what life did to me. I be life and life be life, and this is what is the end result. So now what? This is me. Take all of me. This is it. And what we need to really again find, is it time for us to actually take that armor off and let spirit and the universe actually take on those defenses, because they know better than we do about what things are good and what things are not good for us. And then that's what we check in to allow the heavenly signs to come in. All right. So now with the last thing, what is it that the universe wants you to do? Clear some actions. Give us some action steps. So about that, they talk about this is the feminine, and most time the opposite, what's going to be able to get us out of. Ooh, look at that. Did you see this? When I flipped, it went right straight to that. Went up. Which is again to listen. I could listen to Beyonce. Listen to the sound of your heart, the melody that stops but has no meaning. Listen. Okay, so you need to listen. Okay, listen. I would say 7 things. Or your other song, like listen to your heart. Listen, not the only one. For play. Whatever that is. So you need to listen to yourself. Pay attention to what is blooming in your world, because there go flowers again. Listen to again. Some of us again have been so on guard in this survival mode that we can't really be able to attach or even relate to what it is to be even in that resonance or that frequency of that love vibration. That's what it say, to be of the light. Because there's such a disconnect with it. It's such a scare to be in that love things that we have learned through life, like the trauma, rather it is our divine lover has brought that on to us, the trauma, and we've got to detox from that. Or every time we step out there and we seek freedom, something happens to slap a hand, and we're like, okay, well, I'm just not going to try it again. We've got to listen to our bodies, how they react to certain situations, which will let you know this is not for me. Like if you're in that toxic situation and you like, every time I go into the job, workplace, I start hyperventilating, I start going to panic attack. Okay, well, it's time for us to have that conversation. Maybe we don't need to be there no more. Or we got to change the way we're viewing what's going on. Is it truly me that's on the defensive? Maybe it's not the job. That's something you got to look at as well. But we've got to listen. Listen, I'm saying here from the universe, what's the message in the downloads? Again, here's that crown chakra. Again, I would say, and I will stress again, please do something to clear the chakra of the crown, because it keeps on saying that that's kind of blocked there, okay, as well. When you do that, that's going to help to have things come into bloom. You're going to be able to see the love better. You're going to be able to see how the love has always been there. You're going to be able to see how you might want to stay instead of the green grass energies. Step on it and move on to the next best thing. Maybe I want to kind of reside here and take it in and really take notes. How did I get here to this place of delight? So I can be able to resonate with what makes me feel good. So when I get to the next level, I can be able to resign and say, hey, I feel within myself, I can hear my body's happy being here. I'm not having that reaction here. I'm not having those feelings of being, again, panic attacks, hyperventilating, those things, or anxiety. listen so you can be able to get the messages from the universe, the heavenly signs that we talked about, so you can know what are the next steps they are to do. Listen, get into that Piscean energies to see. And then also in that Virgo, once you get the analyzing and the data, what is it all together when you throw it all down? What is all of the trends or the patterns that you're seeing that's going to help you to know what's the next step that you need to actually take. So this is it. So he's just saying, listen, take time, meditate, yoga, do some somatic yoga. Those things I have been doing. This, the breathing, get out in nature, do something fun, you know, in tune, have dialogue, talk to yourself, really see about, you know, what is it that you actually want, you know, what really, when you think of it, brings your energy to being of the light when you do it, and then do more of it, and then resonate and use that as a measuring stick as to should I do anything else. If it doesn't bring you that feeling of that love or me being in the level of delightment of it, then I don't need to keep on doing that. So again, but again, the key thing is to have faith that we're going to do it. Move out of this energy, work with this, and see, check yourself before you wreck yourself when you're in this type of energy where you are sacrificing, putting everybody else's needs in front of you, or putting their freedom in front of you. Listen to how you're reacting to it, how you're feeling to it. Do you go and go eat, binge eat, because again, emotionally you're trying to feel yourself to say, okay, they don't think I'm enough, but I'm gonna go find me something to eat to help me to know that I'm enough, to fill that void. So those are the things that you have to do. I hope this was helpful for you on your journey as well. If you did, please make sure you like, you share, you subscribe to this channel, because this did not find you by accident. This is a message that you actually need to hear at this time where you are. So it's always stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste and Namago. Love you. Until next time, goodbye. And you'll be hearing from me real soon. Till the next episode.